Classic and original. We are going to talk about the Reebok Insta Pump Vertical IV, the mid version, that one that it's right here on my right side. This is the latest one that I acquired probably a couple months ago, but I finally am doing a video on them because pulling the rest of the boxes from the back of the closet is almost impossible.
It is really hard to get these boxes all the way from the back of the closet. And you see all my classic models, my original ones in the back, since I'm not wearing them, but I might have to pull these out right down the bottom, get all that stock off and get it out because we gotta make a comparison.
But now we're finally gonna look at these and see what's great about them. Hey guys, welcome back to the Kicks Reasons channel. For today, I have a real treat. We're gonna talk about the Insta Pump Vertical 3 and 4, and most of all about this new one that I got, the Vertical 4, the mid version, the white and gray, in this perfect, absolutely perfect condition. If you guys follow my channel for a while and see my previous videos, you know that I already have a mid version, which is the black, royal blue and white, which was my favorite colorway at the time. Unfortunately, it's buried somewhere underneath all these boxes. I couldn't find it for a couple hours looking for them, but I have some other ones that I can show you, which are also very good. And obviously in these brand new boxes, which are probably the most preserved boxes I have in my collection, I have 3 pairs of Vertical 3. All these models are designed by E.Scott Morris, one of the greatest designers when it comes to Reebok basketball and, well, Reebok per season, which was called the line back in the day. But everything started with the Vertical 1. Unfortunately, I don't have any of the Vertical 1 and 2 models. They were a little bit older and very, very hard to find. And even if you find one of them or some of them, they are probably going to be crumbling and kind of destroyed at this point because of the nature of the materials used at the time. There was a lot of synthetic nubuck, and synthetic nubuck over time doesn't hold too good and kind of peels off and crumbles and doesn't look good at all. I am still amazed and surprised how good my 3 pairs of the Vertical 3 look. They have almost no crumbling or cracking on the upper. I see tiny little kind of cracks starting now on some of the kind of key areas, but most of them, I mean, look at it. It looks like it came from the store yesterday. This is the Paprika colorway. The midsole will never deteriorate because this is Polylite. One of the most comfortable basketball shoe and one of the most well ventilated, because all the mesh around the Vector logo is not even restricted at all, so it's a direct ventilation for your foot inside. These look amazing. They look great in the black and white colorway, which obviously at the time the Rain Man Shawn Kemp wore almost the entire season. Incredible colorway. Tons of other players wore, including Dominic Wilkins as well. Pretty much everybody in the Reebok line that didn't have their own signature at the time, which there were not too many people, wore the shoe, wore the whole Vertical line. And this is just a masterpiece of a design, which today nobody makes these kind of designs anymore, with the millions of overlays, attention to detail, underlays, material combination, comfort, technology. Nobody does that anymore. Absolutely nobody. No matter how you look at it, the sneakers are not made that way. But now we're gonna look at the Vertical 4, and this is one of the things you will notice right away. You get a sneaker that is 25, 26 years old, and the pump works perfectly. It works better than any retros ever created in the last 15 years. It's just absolutely amazing how a technology that was created such a long time ago, and it was sold such a long time ago, is actually completely and utterly functioning with no problem. The other amazing thing with this specific colorway, and I advise you all, if you see the white based our Vertical 4, don't hesitate to grab it, because the upper is almost entirely very good genuine leather. You can spot all the imperfections on that leather. You can see the grain and all that. It is absolutely beautiful. And the only small part they use synthetic leather is where the above the rim logo is, right here on the first lace loop. And this is kind of starting to deteriorate, which that's problematic. You know, they chose it for whatever reason, but the rest of the shoe, and especially the toe box, just a perfect buttery smooth genuine leather. Midsole again will never deteriorate. And the Vertical 4 was the first one where Reebok actually placed the Hexalite above the midsole, and you will see how it's now deeper inside. And that was a great smart decision, which at the time of the previous models, I was always questioning, why would they put the Hexalite at the bottom where it's more exposed to the ground, and if you walk outside, step on a glass or something like that, one or more cells can get punctured and pop and start collecting dirt. Plus, having that Hexalite right underneath your heel makes it so much more comfortable. You have a direct, almost direct contact of your heel over the Hexalite, and this is exactly what they did after the Vertical 4 and a lot of other models at the time. Around 94, they started to place that Hexalite above the midsole. Much better decision. Of course, one of the biggest things at the time was this massive vector logo on the entire outsole of the shoe. And you guys, if you guys seen my previous videos, I mentioned many times before that the Vertical 4 had so many versions. It had a thin vertical with no pump, also produced in high, mid, and low. They had the mid with a pump. They had the high, which was full foot pump system, and I will pull on my other ones to show you the difference. Luckily for me, I have a DS pair of the black and white and the white and maroon. And look at some of the goodies that back in the day they came with the little booklets. I'm actually gonna dedicate a whole video about the different booklets the Reebok at the time gave you when you bought the sneakers, because there was a lot of technology breakdown, and this is how my first introduction to the technology was. This is how I found out about everything. Not a lot of companies were doing that at the time, actually, and they did an excellent job with these printouts. This was actually one of the most coveted things to have back in the day. We couldn't afford the sneakers, but when we go around the stores, we try to steal these so we can have them at home. And another goodie right here, see the blacktop printout. Oh, this is just golden, with all the Battleground 3 models and all the Boulevard 3 models. Such a great printout. The black top line was just incredible at the time. You'll see all the black top line at the time with all the technology again featured, all the model names. This is how we learned back in the day. But yeah, let me pull this black and white pair from here, and I'm gonna pull one from the bottom box, which is the white and maroon pair, and show you some of the differences. With the mid version was more, it was lighter model, also had the mesh, a little less than the Vertical 3, but still had a pretty good ventilation, and that's why a lot of people chose this model. Pretty much everybody. I mean, if you look at NBA highlights from 94, 95, everybody wore that. Unless you're a center, a lot of the big centers wore the big or higher version of the Vertical 4, and you'll see the difference is maybe about an inch height. But the other big plus on the high version was they featured all around full foot chamber, which not only inflated the midfoot section, but all around your heel right here. So it provided a really good snug fit, one-to-one fit on your foot. And again, just like every other one, the pump is functioning absolutely perfect. We have the above the rim hang tag. These came with back in the day. And again, we have the massive logo with that Hexalite there. And let me get the other one, which is the white and maroon. The white and maroon actually is one of my super well preserved pairs in the collection as well, because it's again that white based upper, and everything is perfectly preserved genuine leather. This kind of shapes and these kind of shoes are no longer made. Can't emphasize enough how well detailed these shoes are and how they're made, and I just wish that someday we'll see something like that. But knowing that Reebok sold the above the rim brand a while back, I don't think we'll ever see any above the rim model, at least not in its original form, with all the hang tags or with the pull tabs that says above the rim, with all the logos and everything. But these are just absolutely beautiful. Pump functions as every other one right in front of you, perfect. And again, you see the height difference here, about an inch higher, almost no perforations. Well, there are perforations, but no mesh for that extra ventilation. But these are just extremely comfortable with that full foot Insta Pump chamber system. And yeah, I'm extremely happy to add this white and gray pair to the collection of the Vertical IVs. Now I have what, 1, 2, 3, I think this is my 4th or 5th pair. I got 2 mids and 2 highs, and I think I have another mid as well. But yeah, anytime I see any one of those that it's white based, I will buy it right away because I know it's going to be perfectly preserved. And I don't even know how this black pair got preserved, but I'm expecting probably in a couple years the upper is going to start to crack. Right now there's nothing. There's not a single crack on this one. Actually, this one is better preserved than the Paprika on the Vertical 3. I have no idea how these were stored, probably in some perfect condition, because they don't have any issues at all, which is really unbelievable to me, because I mean, these are 25, 26 years old. They are absolutely beautiful. I hope you guys appreciate them, because sneakers like that, again, are not made like this anymore. They never will be made. You're gonna see these on feet as well. Again, I cannot stress enough how comfortable they are. The midsole is still soft and responsive, just like it was back in the day when they came out into the stores. And these were produced in tons of colorways. Every colorway you can imagine for the different NBA teams, for the different college teams. They were teamed obviously based on their uniforms. So the combination between the upper and the Vector logo, this was kind of the distinguished element. So black or white upper plus different color of the Vector, and obviously outsole. And there's so many of them, so many different colorways, and a lot of them are absolutely beautiful. What made to retail was fraction of all those, but still a lot of them compared to what we had in the previous years. And man, I still can't believe that how well preserved they are after 25, 26 years. There's almost no yellowing on the outsole. You know, obviously with time, probably there will be some sole separation, but that's easy to repair. As long as that upper is that beautiful genuine leather, you're not gonna have any issues with that. So yeah, I recently have an interesting conversation with one of the designers over at Reebok, what shoe I would love to have, what basketball shoe I would love to have seen retro, which for me is extremely hard question, because I love absolutely all of them. I know all the models between 1990 and about 1999 or 2000, that decade is kind of my specialty, and I absolutely know everything about that. But anyway, I kind of started narrowing it down to the Vertical line, because there was the most iconic, and I really loved that period when everybody was rocking these. I know it's almost impossible to recreate them unless Reebok buys back the Above the Rim brand, so I'm not sure if they're ever gonna bring them back. But when I narrowed it down to Vertical 4, you know, I told them, hey, I would love to see this, and my reasoning behind all that is what I actually told you in this video right now. The hexalite placed above the midsole. We have completely redesigned and shaped a pump system, where the cover of the pump system is this neoprene material. There's no more rubber, there's no more leather, so that brought the weight down a little bit. And I think overall, Mr. E.Scott Morris just knocked it out of the park with these designs of the Vertical line. I mean, this was like the most iconic, and his ideas and implementations of these sneakers, just the details on them is absolutely outstanding. I absolutely love them, and these are priceless to me. Having these kind of original pairs in this state is pretty amazing, considering how old they are. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Hit the thumbs up if you like the video, stay tuned to the channel, subscribe if you're new, hit that bell notification to get notified for every single video review coming your way. And until next time, guys, you have a wonderful day.